This episode is brought to you by Principles. Are there limits to the U.S. government's debt growth? What will happen if the debts are not curtailed? What should policymakers or investors do? Those are urgent questions that legendary investor and New York Times bestselling author Ray Dalio addresses in his new book, How Countries Go Broke, The Big Cycle. The book comes out in June and is available for pre-order today, wherever books are sold.
Starter on the diamond in Kansas City. The Yankees fell in walk-off fashion to the Royals. Final score 4-3 in the finale of a four-game set. KC starter Alec Marsh took a no-hit bid into the seventh inning against Major League best Yanks, now 49-22, who had outscored the Royals 25-8 in the first three games of the series. To give you an idea of the stuff that Marsh had going, the right-hander struck out Aaron Judge three times. After Marsh's exit, New York went to work in the eighth against reliever John Schreiber. Anthony Rizzo homered to get the Yanks on the board before an error by second baseman Garrett Hampson set up Anthony Volpe's RBI grounder. Angel Zerpa came in and gave up a Juan Soto go-ahead RBI single thereafter. Enter Clay Holmes for the ninth, where the Royals ultimately punched back, against the Yankees closer and handed him his fourth blown save in 23 chances this season. Starter Nestor Cortez gave up 2 runs in 7 innings for New York to lower his road ERA to 5.57 from 6.17. To contrast, the left-hander's ERA at Yankee Stadium is 1.77. Up next for New York is tonight's opener of a 3-game weekend set at Fenway against the Red Sox. First pitch is scheduled for 6:30 p.m. with Luis Gil ready to get back to work on the hill for New York. In Queens, J.D. Martinez hit a 2-run walk-off homer in the bottom of the ninth to give the Mets a 3-2 victory over the Miami Marlins. The one-out drive off Tanner Scott made a winner of Edwin Diaz in his return from the injured list. The star closer threw his first pitch to the backstop but worked a perfect inning with 1 strikeout. The Mets won for the 8th time in 12 games despite getting only 3 hits. They were held hitless by Marlins rookie starter Roddery Munoz until Harrison Bader singled with 1 out in the 6th. They scored their first run when Starling Marte grounded into a double play with the bases loaded in the 7th. Starter Luis Severino yielded 1 run and 7 hits in 6 innings of work. Up next for the Mets, Sean Manaea will get the ball for tonight's opener of a 3-game series at home against the San Diego Padres. First pitch from Citi Field is scheduled for 7:10 p.m. Checking in on our Staten Island Ferryhawks as well. They were defeated by the High Point Rockers by a score of 15-5 on Staten Island. Tonight, the Hawks start a series at home against the York Revolution. First pitch from Staten Island is scheduled for 6:30 p.m. Now to the NHL and the Stanley Cup Finals, where the Florida Panthers took a commanding 3-0 series lead with a 4-3 win last night over the Edmonton Oilers. They'll try and finish the job coming tomorrow night in Edmonton and secure their first Stanley Cup title in franchise history. On the NBA hardwood, Dallas will embark on the wildly improbable task of overcoming a 3-0 series deficit themselves, starting with tonight's Game 4 at home, while Boston will try to sweep their way to their 12th title in franchise history. Tip-off for Game 4 is scheduled for 8:30 p.m. from Dallas, with Boston actually heading in as 1.5-point road favorites. Finally, from the world of Ultimate Fighting, Noam, Conor McGregor will no longer fight Michael Chandler at UFC 303.
Oh, what happened?
He's injured.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he got injured, withdrew because of injury. It's the first time in McGregor's storied UFC career that he's pulled out of a fight for any reason. 35-year-old, he was set to return to competition for the first time since he suffered a broken leg in that total knockout to Dustin Poirier in July of 2021.
Logan Paul.
Yeah, and Logan Paul. He does. Yeah. Logan Paul does love Trump. The former featherweight and lightweight champion has only fought 4 times since a blockbuster boxing match against... He is great. Against Floyd Mayweather in 2017. It sucks, A lot of people were really looking forward to seeing him return to the octagon. Yeah. But 35, man, I didn't know he was getting up there like that. So maybe it's time to just hang him up. Do the acting thing. Be in more Jake Gyllenhaal movies. That's your sports gnome. I'm Justin Ellick.
Sounds like a good one.
Yeah, it
does sound like a good one.
I'm Justin Ellick on 77 WABC.